Good morning. This is your CDT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. Minister of Homeland Security Roger Alexander provided an update to the media on the types of criminal cases the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service report they have seen increasing in recent weeks. Minister Alexander stated that they were recording a high number of domestic incidents, particularly stabbings involving both men and women. He noted that such cases were difficult to prevent as they often arose from personal conflicts within the home and escalated unexpectedly. Minister Alexander also noted that the government is maintaining its contact with the Venezuelan government. On June 24, 2026, Venezuela experienced 2 earthquakes in less than a minute, one a 7.2 magnitude and the other a 7.5 magnitude.
Communication was made in the Foreign Affairs Minister and a lot of other persons involved, and a number of goods was put together and already left for Venezuela. And I think we are waiting again, just in case we are waiting, because the ambassador to Venezuela, he was present at the time.
The minister spoke with journalists after he launched a barbering program for 60 youths in the Tunapuna area on Monday. In other news, a total of 304 students have already signed up for the newly launched Information, Communication and Technology program in Penal Debe. At Monday's launch of the Youth Training Employment Partnership Program ICT Short Courses Program, Chairman of the Board of Directors at WITEP, Bishop Dr. Maurice Jones, emphasized that digital skills are no longer optional, but essential for the modern workplace and digital.
Technology is no longer optional. Digital literacy has become a basic requirement for employment, entrepreneurship, and lifelong learning. As artificial intelligence and emerging technologies continue to reshape labor markets globally, we must ensure that our citizens are prepared not merely to adapt, but to succeed.
Professor Prakash Prasad said bringing the courses into communities removes barriers to opportunity, making skills training more accessible to those who need it most.
This is exactly what we're doing here, bringing these opportunities closer to home. Now, why that matters? Because too often, access is the biggest barrier, not ability, not ambition, but simply not having the right opportunity within the reach.
Prasad added that the industry-focused courses are designed to prepare participants for employment, entrepreneurship, and lifelong success. In other news, travelers between Trinidad and Tobago will have more flight options in the coming weeks as Caribbean Airlines increases service on the domestic air bridge. The move comes ahead of several major events in Tobago, including the Tobago Heritage Festival and the Great Race, which are expected to boost passenger demand. In a statement issued on Monday, the national carrier announced that it will add 72 extra flights and more than 7,600 seats between the islands to accommodate the expected surge in passenger demand. The expanded schedule will operate from July 16th to August 31st, 2026, coinciding with peak vacation period and a busy events calendar in Tobago. Caribbean Airlines said both ATR and Boeing 737 aircraft will be deployed on the route, providing travelers with greater flexibility and more convenient travel options throughout the period. In sport now, co-pilot said Trinidad and Tobago's under-19 men secured a thrilling 3-wicket victory over the Windward Islands in the West Indies Rising Stars Championship, successfully chasing down a challenging target. Captain Brendan Boodoo led the way with a match-winning innings, producing the standout performance of the contest. The Windward Islands won the toss and elected to bat first. The innings was anchored by Tyler Venner's 62 off 96 deliveries as they posted 183 for 9 in their 50 overs. Daniel Holder was the pick of the bowlers for TNT with 3 for 28. In reply, Brendan Boodoo top-scored with 67, well supported by Tariq Richards' 43. Despite Arvinder Bishop's 3 for 38 bowling for the Windwards, TNT got over the line, reaching 184 for 7 in 38.5 overs, resulting in a 3-wicket win. They take on Jamaica in their round 3 fixture on Wednesday, July 15th. And that's what's making the news this morning. But joining us right now is the host of Trinidad and Tobago Today, none other than Virmala Balkaran. Good morning, Virmala.
Harry, how are you this morning?
I am very good this morning. What about you?
I'm doing okay. I
Just okay, friend?
Sorry?
Just okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. You know, I always say on Tuesdays we have to drag a little bit because we give everything that we have to Monday. But I think I'm doing okay today. Yeah.
Okay.
How has the weather been treating you?
A coffee or a tea might be in order. You know, we'll sort that out.
You know what? And we got the weather for it this morning. I was having a cup of coffee when I was getting ready, and the rain started falling. And I'm like, I would love to be in bed right now, but I also love being here.
Yeah, you know, so it's a toss-up, you know, like you love doing this so much, but you know, when the pitter-patter on the rain rooftops happening, and you know, and it's just about 2 degrees cooler, and you're wrapped up in your blanket, you know, is that a little bit hard to leave? Do
you know I listen to rain sounds to sleep? Do you know those rain sounds on YouTube?
Yeah. I know that.
So I have to do that in order to sleep. And then I won't be able to sleep comfortably. And I also must have the sound of a fan. Even if there is air conditioning, I need to have the sound of a fan to sleep.
Is that weird? I can understand that. Yeah. Something that was probably like embedded from your, you know, when you were a child, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think, you know, because we grew up with, you know, those little fans.
Yeah, so, I mean, like a little Lasco fan.
The noisy
everybody
fans.
Had a Lasco fan home.
And then sometimes you would take off the cover and
when they didn't clean it yet. But
listen, we have lived many lives at this point. Oh, before you go, Kari, I have to tell you, because you are a chef, I always like to remind you when it's a day dedicated to food. Okay. Today is Mac and Cheese Day. Are you a Mac and Cheese fan?
Day? All right. Yeah, we gotta get our mac on. That joke number one.
Do you like making mac and cheese?
I have a very mean mac and cheese recipe. I could share it with you. I could share it with the viewers one day and all. You know.
Okay.
But yes.
What's the secret ingredient?
The secret ingredient. The secret ingredient in all the food I make is love.
Oh.
Always.
Oh. Okay.
Oh yeah, but I use more than one type of cheese. You know, the technique behind it, you make a Mornay sauce, and you know, so there's a lot of cheese going in there, and you know,
it's not a bechamel sauce.
Sorry?
It's not a bechamel sauce.
So it's a variation of the bechamel where you add cheese to the bechamel and it becomes a Mornay sauce.
I love that. Well, you know, Kari, maybe you'll share that with us one day. But it is Mac and Cheese Day, so if you're looking for something to eat today, ladies and gentlemen, mac and cheese might be a good option for you. Also,
make the thing from scratch, please. You know, respect the mac and cheese. Make it from scratch.
Speaking of food, we have a very special guest with us in studio today. She is a huge personality. She's a content creator, and she's definitely racked up all those views and followers over the years. So you will love this one because she is a chef as well. So I can't wait for you to find out. Yeah, I can't wait for you to find out who that is. I'll talk to you soon, Gary.
All right, thanks so much, Virmala. Looking forward to it as usual. Have a good one. When we come back, the Trinidad and Tobago Today morning show gets going right after this short break.
Your news, anytime, anywhere. TTT News brings you the facts that matter most, on air and online. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Why is Talk City 91.1 FM the leading talk station in Trinidad and Tobago? Because nobody delivers conversations like we do. Start your mornings with Ground Report. Andy Pitbull Williams, Lennox Smith, and Nigel Snipes setting the agenda from 6 to 9 a.m. Then it's Off the Record with Stefan Reese and Mr. X, Fearless Talk, and the issues everybody's discussing. Stay connected with Sharon. Take it front with Officer Shabadi. Go beyond limits with Roland Stewart. Drive home with Heavy Duty and David Welch on Under the Radar. And wrap up your day with Kingsley and OB on The Wrap Up. Real talk, real people, real Trinidad and Tobago. Listen live on Talk City 91.1 FM and follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Talk City 91.1 FM, the #1 talk station in Trinidad and Tobago.
Up for this exciting challenge and confident about your business? If you are, the 10-20 feature is just what you need. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 1020 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
We're going to get real kicks on this.
Hi, I'm Penny Gomez and welcome to Pop. It's Anthony Claxton, Master Barber of Crew Cuts. Welcome to Pop.
I love to refer to myself as a barber.
So you put a B in barber, let me tell you.
I don't find I so hard to get. Use the queen.
Higher heights here, guys, higher heights. Let's, I don't know what's going on here.
I'm sorry, I want to ball it.
But I made Crew Cuts cry. She ain't going nowhere, she here.
Don't let Penny bully you.
Yes, yeah.
PG, please, it's a PG show that we can tell us.
It's supposed to have a buzzer.
Good one.
Yeah, I was too confident.
Oh, you were too confident and wrong.
High pressure.
Well, it's not a smelling contest. It is a tasting.
Ooh.
Wow.
Mike, you'll have vibes, man.
Sorry, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that one.
Tuesday, 14th July 2026. The time now, it is 6:11 a.m. Good morning, Trinidad and Tobago and the world. I'm Virmala Balkaran, and welcome to Trinidad and Tobago Today. Let's take a look now at what's trending this morning. Well, Police Commissioner Alistair Guevara says death threats against his family will not deter him from carrying out his duties. The latest threat made through the Police 999 hotline reportedly warned that if criminals could not get to the commissioner, they would target his two daughters instead. Describing the threat as a cowardly act of intimidation, Commissioner Guevara vowed to continue serving without fear or favor and reaffirmed his commitment to fighting crime. Meanwhile, Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander described the threat as credible and expressed full confidence in the commissioner, while the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service says it remains united in supporting its leader and will not be intimidated by criminal elements. Well, as you heard this morning, Caribbean Airlines is increasing its domestic airbridge service for the July and August peak travel season with 72 additional flights between Trinidad and Tobago. Now, the extra services operating from July 16th to August 31st will provide more than 7,600 additional seats to meet increased demand during the school vacation period. The expanded schedule is also expected to support travel for major events like the Tobago Heritage Festival and the Great Race, while boosting tourism and economic activity on the island. And last week, we began sharing some inspiring stories of this year's top SEA performers. And today we continue with another exceptional student. His name, 12-year-old Vivek Suprasad. And he's of the Monroe Road SDMS Hindu School. And he achieved a perfect score in every examinable area, earning full marks in mathematics, English, language arts, and creative writing, along with the highest possible composite score of, get this, 253.423. Well, here's what Vivek had to say about his SEA journey.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today, I feel very proud and thankful to be standing here. Over the past few years, one of my biggest dreams was to follow in the footsteps of my family and attend Hillview College. This dream helped me to stay focused, especially while preparing for my exams. There were many times when studying felt difficult, and as the exam day came closer, I sometimes felt nervous and overwhelmed. But my parents and teachers always encouraged me and helped me to stay positive. Their support gave me the confidence to believe in myself and do my best. I also learned that success is not only about studying hard, but also about staying balanced. My faith, my temple, music, and taking breaks with structured screen time helped me to relax and stay positive. These things gave me peace and helped me prepare with a clear mind. In concluding, I would like to say thank you to everyone who helped me along the way. This moment would not have been possible without the love, guidance, and support of my guru, teachers, parents, temple, and extended family. Thank you.
And here on Trinidad and Tobago Today, we genuinely appreciate each and every one of you. You know, you choose to start your morning with us, and for that, we love you so much. So thank you for allowing us to be a part of your daily routine. And as a small way of showing our appreciation to you, we're excited to introduce our brand new birthday segment, Celebrating You. Now, this is our chance to help make your loved one's special day even more memorable with a birthday greeting live on television. So sending a birthday shout out is simple. Just follow the guidelines and your loved one could be featured on Celebrating You right here on Trinidad and Tobago. Take a look at that now. Yep, so these are the guidelines for you. And all you have to do is send us an email at ttoday@ttt.co.tt. You attach a picture for us, and then you include the full name of the person and, of course, their birthday. And we promise to make it really, really special for you. Celebrating You on Trinidad and Tobago Today on TTT. We look forward to telling you and your loved ones happy birthday every single day. And before we head to the break, I just wanted to share this, something I've been reading up on. It's a new saliva test for endometriosis, and this is being called an absolute game changer. So it was recently approved for use by the UK's National Health Service, and this could reduce diagnosis times from an average of about 9 years to just days. Now, as you know, endometriosis affects about 1 in 10 women of reproductive age, and it can cause severe pelvic pain and heavy periods and even fertility challenges. Experts are saying now that earlier diagnosis means earlier treatment, and there's less suffering and a much better quality of life. So this is definitely one to watch. But right now, all you have to do is grab a cup of coffee and settle in. Trinidad and Tobago Today has begun.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going like, you know.
You know, I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digital is kind of a comfort, you know, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel and I never regretted it.
Why is Talk City 91.1 FM the leading talk station in Trinidad and Tobago? Because nobody delivers conversations like we do. Start your mornings with Ground Report. Andy Pitbull Williams, Lennox Smith, and Nigel Snipes setting the agenda from 6 to 9 a.m. Then it's Off the Record with Stefan Reese and Mr. X, Fearless Talk, and the issues everybody's discussing. Stay connected with Sharon. Take it front with Officer Shabadi. Go beyond limits with Roland Stewart. Drive home with Heavy Duty and David Welch on Under the Radar. And wrap up your day with Kingsley and OB on The Wrap Up. Real talk, real people, real Trinidad and Tobago. Listen live on Talk City 91.1 FM and follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Talk City 91.1 FM, the #1 talk station in Trinidad and Tobago.
All my best memories are here at the lighthouse.
But I'm telling you the truth. There's a real live pirate over there.
The light in the lighthouse doesn't work, Sully. It hasn't worked in years.
That lighthouse is coming down.
Lighthouse works, Dad. It does.
It sure does.
I believe you, Kurt.
From Venezuela's devastating twin earthquakes continues to rise. Authorities now say that 4,490 people have died. More than 16,700 people have been injured, and tens of thousands remain missing. Entire communities in Caracas and the coastal state of La Guaira have been reduced to rubble, with an estimated 69,400 buildings damaged or destroyed. More than 17,000 people have been left homeless as international relief efforts continue and humanitarian organizations race to assist survivors. And one Trinidad and Tobago organization was among the first from the region to respond. Just 1 week after the disaster, a team from Is There Not a Cause traveled to some of the hardest hit communities to assess the situation and deliver aid. While joining us this morning is founder Avenel Hector Joseph. Good morning, Avenel.
Good morning. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you?
A tad, but good.
I can only imagine. Now, Avenel, you recently returned from Venezuela, I think just a few days ago. Can you take us back to when you first arrived? What was the scene like in La Guaira and Catilamar?
Well, the obvious word that comes to mind is destruction. Disaster responses is nothing new to ITNAC. Is then, of course, we've been on the ground in Haiti, I've been to the tsunami, Irma, and all of that in the US, all over the region, as recent as Melissa. So you see it on TV, with the computers and stuff. And like previous disasters, like many, many years ago, you didn't have all those visuals, so you wasn't always sure what you're going into. But you kind of had an idea what you're going into because you've seen all the devastation, the images played over and over. But when you get there and you hit the ground, it's overwhelming. I remember going to one particular place and there was a gas tank that exploded. So the houses were built up, sort of like that sort of American type houses where there's just like a metal framing and a sort of board and it was just like charred. It looked like if my son built stuff with Lego and he got mad and he just mashed up everything. So nobody in that building, in those buildings survived.
Yeah, that is a lot of trauma for you as well and your teams. Yeah. Now, as you're saying, this was a very extremely severe case and so much destruction. How do we rebuild from that? How were you able to gain access to the affected communities? What role did your local contacts even I think there was a doctor that you worked with. How did all of this work to make this mission possible?
It's very contacts in the ground is very important because some of the places were, for obvious reasons, blocked. There was one particular day we couldn't go in. I think the president was supposed to visit that day, but other than that, our driver, well, the doctor has an access pass because she works there, and our driver, by God's, we didn't even know, by God's divine grace, he had an access pass. So we were able to actually go in. And a lot of the places that you see, we've actually been outside of those buildings, just standing there with persons waiting.
So you needed an access pass for some
of the places, yes, to be able to drive in. Because it was blocked off, because we were doing active search and rescue.
Mm-hmm. You also mentioned that almost immediately after the earthquake, people began reaching out to ITNAC. Now, how quickly were you able to really mobilize your team and what prompted you to respond so urgently?
Okay, so we say ITNAC we are ITNAC, and we have the ability to respond. It's called responsibility, the ability to respond. And so we are part of a wider network called Response Caribbean, RICA, which we would liken to the grassroots of CARICOM. So we have members all over the region. And once there's a disaster, okay, so for example, with Melissa, we were able to be pre-prepared because Melissa was coming to Jamaica. It was like a long build-up to it actually coming. So we were able to start to put things in place even before it hit. And our desire is to be on the ground within 72 hours of a disaster in the region. Of course, an earthquake is different because most you get a couple of minutes, a couple of hours, if so much. In this case, no warning. So immediately as it hit, our phones were pinging. Some people ask, what are we doing? And then our diehard asks, what are you doing? And the other people say, would it not be doing anything? And people started transferring money to the account, dropping off, asking us what would we need. And so we got a boat within a couple of days to head to Tocopita to drop off stuff. And so we were kind of like just mobilizing to just getting stuff with trusted partners on the ground, because that's one of the models that we use and have it distributed. And when the guy came, he said, well, he's going on the boat. I said, well, I know about going on no boat. You know, when he showed me the picture. I mean, if I had to, I would. But, you know, all of these things happen. I don't want to be barbecue out in the sea for a good cause. So then he said, you know what? He might go on the plane. I said, if he go on the plane, definitely I will go. And then another member, we got 2 members and somebody from a group called Crew, associated with the Pentecostal Assemblies of the West Indies. We just decided, so we're going to go. It was a bit complicated because the airport in Caracas is not active. The tower is badly damaged. So we flew from here to Margarita or Panama, from Margarita to a place called Valencia, and then we took a 2-hour drive from Valencia to Caracas. And then every day we would go out to the different places and then come back at night, go morning, come back. We took a lot of stuff, but we also procured a lot of stuff. It's a bit expensive, but we were able to buy a lot of things. So even while I am here, we are still sending money, and there's stuff that we bought that we left there, so our team is still on the ground.
And now, what are the survivors telling you that they need most right now?
A lot of people are very traumatized. And like, there was this lady, she had to run up the stairs to get her 2 children and get back out, and she literally ran for like hours. Like time she ran. Like it took us like over an hour and a half to get from where she is, and she ran to Caracas. She's almost naked, totally traumatized. So like she can't even articulate what she needs. You know, it's very like we had to kind of guess what she needs. You know, she had no clothes. She said she doesn't need clothes, but I would say food, clothes, medicine, and there are a lot of persons in the streets, thousands and thousands of persons in the streets. So when we go back next week, we're going to carry a lot of blankets and also see if someone in Caracas can source blankets, because Caracas can be cold at night. And seeing all those thousands of people in the street, just some, you know, with a bare sheet or something, it's really hard.
Yeah. Now you've responded to major disasters across the Caribbean. This is not your first.
No.
So now, how would you describe the scale and complexity of this now compared to all that you've seen before?
Okay, so I would say among my worst would be Beryl, because a number in terms of a widespread, Beryl, Irma, Maria, but Melissa was madness. Melissa like was a Dorian. There are a lot of devastation. But earthquake for earthquake. Haiti was more intense in that it's almost 3,000 lives. But even though when we got into Haiti within a faster time, I think what is different with Venezuela is the people with that hope because of the heights of the building. So you're seeing tons of people in front of buildings waiting for their family, still hoping after 10, 12 days that their family will come out. So from an emotional standpoint, that was hard because like there was this lady we was talking to, she kind of made up her mind because she had her brother, she was like my hermana, she's listing all her family, and she's just standing there every day waiting, and you're there. And then with Haiti, after a while, they were just like, you know, raking off everything and but those people, they're standing there just hoping that the body will come out. They will get their body for closure or by some miracle life. So like if you have like a 20-story building, the people, so she knows her family's in there. It's not if, she knows they're there, but are they dead or alive? And would you be able to recognize even when, you know? So that I think was very emotionally taxing, and seeing all these places, you know, where they're going to start to build houses for all of these persons, you know.
That is absolutely awful.
It's crazy.
Avanel, I just want to share some of the information for those who may want to contribute as well to ITNAC. The banking info for FCB, those account numbers now, please write them down if you'd like to have them. For FCB, that's 1660410. Again, that's FCB 1660410. And if you want to use RBL, that account number 51000-944-6801. Once again, that's RBL at 51000-944-6801. If you want to contribute, also their email, it's itnac.missions@gmail.com. That's itnac.missions@gmail.com. Now, Avanel, I know that you also have FOBs.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about that.
So I want to just say to all the concerned trainees, every day we are reaching out to persons in Trinidad and Tobago. It's not just overseas. We house persons. We have 2 properties where we house persons who are in transition. We are funded by our partners. Grassroots people giving their $100, their $20. We're setting up the city outreach in Port of Spain where persons can come have a shower. So we have something called FOBs. A FOBs is a military concept, a forward operations base. It's basically pre-positioning resources so that we know within this region, the Atlantic hurricane runs from June the 1st to November the 30th. Basically, the disaster happens, we mobilize, people give, and we go. So what we're doing different, as recent as yesterday, we sent stuff to Dominica, to St. Lucia. Tomorrow we send stuff to Antigua. We have stuff in Jamaica. We have stuff in St. Vincent. We have stuff in Jamaica. So we are putting up these FOBs, F-O-B, as in fish. It's a forward operation base. So there are supplies in Trinidad as well in South and D-Bay because of the flood situation. We're putting up one in the north. So we're setting up these FOBs all over the region and as many islands as possible so that we are pre-positioning resources. So if a disaster strikes, we have resources in those islands. Yes, we would still do our post-actual disaster event mobilization. Trinidadians, extremely generous people. Thank you for 24 years of support. But we want to be ahead of the game. So, like, if we need to respond to people in Pinal, we already have stuff in Pinal, right, in D-Bay.
Yeah.
So we if at the end of the year, when the hurricane season finishes, November 30th, there's no disaster, trusting God, we would give it out in the particular communities because our partners would know who are those disadvantaged persons.
Yeah.
And then we start again the cycle for 2027. Things like blankets, tarpaulins and stuff, those can stay. But food and stuff, we're gonna give it out at the end of the year, add some Christmas stuff and make it an end of year hamper and keep cycling out. And we want to be in, if possible, all the islands of the region. So we're seeking credible partners who would sign an MOU saying you receive the goods and you store it until.
Do you have a contact number that we can give to everyone?
394-2042. 394-2042. If you're overseas, 1868. We also have Cash App, we have Zelle, we have PayPal. So you can link with us. You're a foreigner. We have 501c3 status organization that you can donate to get your tax credit. And we also, we collect. We're on our food drive for Trinidad and Tobago is ongoing because persons are always calling and saying, they need food. So yes, we have to respond to Venezuela. Yes, we have to position ourselves to the island, but parallel, we're still meeting needs right here at home in Trinidad and Tobago.
All right. My final question for you, Avanel. How do you stay motivated after you've been, witnessing so much pain and destruction and trauma and all of that? How do you stay motivated to continue every single day?
Well, to be straight, I'm a firm believer in the Lord Jesus Christ, and He's the one who motivates me. And my faith is grounded in Him. It's not easy. Like normally, I cry a lot when I'm on the field. For some strange reason, I couldn't cry in Venezuela too much because like every time I go to cry and I think about the other people, like we gave the doctors some money, like 20 US. That's $140. The ladies had a ball and they were like bawling and crying. And then I was going to cry because I was so emotional and then I just held back my tears because I didn't want to break in front of them. So I'm trying not to break. Normally I would just, like I have epic pictures. I went all over the media of me just bawling in all different countries, India, everywhere. I don't know. So I don't know if I probably need to process it. But when you think of what we do, because our mantra is making a difference one life at a time. So we look at every individual that we think. So just say, what if I hadn't said yes and I didn't meet John Or I didn't meet that doctor that has been in that scrub since whenever, and they needed scrubs. We went and we bought scrubs. It's the little things that we do, apart from all the macro things, but doing the little things to impact those one-on-one lives while we're working with the macro. I think that is also an inspiration. So it becomes very personal, it becomes very intimate.
Right, thank you very much, Avenel, for being here and sharing all of this with us. Once again, the account numbers, if you want to write them down, for FCB, it's 1660410. For RBL, it's 51000944680.
And it's the full name. You have to use the full name of the bank. We have to change it. So you have to say, is there another cause?
All right,
You can always call 394-2042 for info.
All right. Well, Avenel, thanks once again. We wish you and your team all the very best and a safe return as you're preparing for next week's relief mission to Venezuela. We get ready to take a short break. When we come back, there's more ahead.
Why is Talk City 91.1 FM the leading talk station in Trinidad and Tobago? Because nobody delivers conversations like we do. Start your mornings with Ground Report. Andy Pitbull Williams, Lennox Smith, and Nigel Snipes setting the agenda from 6 to 9 a.m. Then it's Off the Record with Stefan Reese and Mr. X, Fearless Talk, and the issues everybody's discussing. Stay connected with Sharon. Take it front with Officer Shabadi. Go beyond limits with Roland Stewart. Drive home with Heavy Duty and David Welch on Under the Radar. And wrap up your day with Kingsley and OB on The Wrap Up. Real talk, real people, real Trinidad and Tobago. Listen live on Talk City 91.1 FM and follow us on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Talk City 91.1 FM, the #1 talk station in Trinidad and Tobago.
Since 1972, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack, whether it's on your day off, long drives, or house lives. We are always sweet.
This is music with meaning, music with memories.
Music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar. This isn't just radio, it's tradition. It's memories. It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Always 100, guide you on your way. Sweet 100, sweet 100.
There are a number of risk factors for heart disease, so a lot of attention has to be put towards preventive cardiology. What can we do to reduce the burden due to all these risk factors? Hypertension, diabetes, cholesterol, need to stop cigarette smoking, you gotta get people exercising.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Well, you know, the rainy season is now in full swing, bringing with it the possibility of heavy rainfall, flash flooding, and landslides across the country. Staying informed can really make all the difference when severe weather threatens. Well, joining me this morning is my colleague, TTT News weather anchor Zaina James, whose passion for weather and earth sciences really can help our viewers this morning better understand what's happening in the atmosphere and what it means for us on the ground. Good morning, Zaina. It's always a pleasure.
Hi, Virmala. I always love waking up bright and early to come and talk to you guys. So thanks for having me.
Well, Zaina, the rainy season is well underway. We saw some serious rains over the weekend. Also, we woke up to a little bit of rainfall this morning. And I know we're also in the Atlantic hurricane season. So what should Trinidad and Tobago expect over the coming months?
Yeah, so usually the rainy season runs from about June to December, but the Atlantic hurricane season runs from about June to November. So during this time, this is when we get that heightened rainfall. This is when we get more risk for flash flooding, riverine flooding. These are when the risks come in for the rainy season. Now, for the Atlantic hurricane season, this is when our risk for those systems, those tropical cyclones, those could develop within that hurricane belt and that Atlantic basin, and that is where you get those destructive behaviors that could cause harm to both your life and your property. So that's why when it comes to the rainy season and the Atlantic hurricane season, that we have that talk about it way before it comes. Usually I start talking about the Atlantic hurricane season in the weather forecast from like April because you want to start preparing from early.
Many people really focus on hurricanes, Zaina, but Trinidad and Tobago is more frequently affected by heavy rainfall and there's flooding and those landslides that can happen. So why is it important not to let our guard down even when a hurricane I know hasn't been forecast to directly impact us?
Yeah, so we, like you said, we lie with on the outside of that hurricane belt. So Tobago kind of falls within it just a bit. But during the season, the prediction was that we'll have a below average rainfall or below average season for the hurricane season. And the thing about that is it only takes one. You don't have to be getting 2, 3, 4 systems in order for it to make some sort of impact, because you could get 3, 4, 5 systems, but suppose it never passes over an island. Suppose it just churns out in the ocean. So that is why we always have to be prepared, because it only takes one passing within that perfect space with those ideal conditions for it to cause an impact. I mean, look at Melissa, look at Beryl. Those systems were just ideal enough to pass right over the Caribbean. So that is why you have to be prepared. That's why you have to stay alert. And I mean, even without a system, heavy rainfall can still cause some action. So you want to be prepared no matter what, especially during this time.
Now, Zaina, I know that you have a background in geology, and I think that will give you a really unique perspective on everything. How does prolonged rainfall increase the risk of landslides, and what warning signs should especially homeowners look out for?
I always love when people reference my degree because I'm very passionate about weather, but I'm also passionate about geology and the earth. So when it comes to rainfall and the soils, what happens is that over a prolonged period of time, that water is absorbed into the soils, right? And it kind of loses the friction or what would hold the soil together, because now it's soft, it's malleable, it's ready to move, it could flow. And that is not necessarily what we want when it comes to where our houses are sitting on, where our retaining walls are sitting on. Because what happens is that now it's easy to slide down the hillsides if you're living on a hill, or it's easy to move slowly and create that soil creep or that landslip. So what to look out for? When we have land movement, sometimes it may be slow, like a land creep. However, sometimes it may be fast, like a landslide. And if it's slow, what you'll start to see is little movements in the features around. So you'll see your land posts start to lean a little bit. You might see 1 or 2 small cracks in your house. You might realize, hey, my door taking a little more force to close, boy. That is when you might know that you have, especially if you're in a susceptible area, if you might have some land movement. And if you have landslides, I mean, you'll see it right in your face, right? You'll see that displacement of the land in a kind of U shape flowing down, and that is when most of the risks come, because it can go with some structures. It can go with the trees that help hold up the soil. So you want to be sure to have those features of what a landslip or a landslide can cause, so that you could know where needs some reinforcement.
Zaina, are there particular parts of Trinidad and Tobago that are naturally more vulnerable to flooding or landslides during the rainy season?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So when it comes to landslides, of course, your more hilly areas. So those areas along the northern coast, if you're in St. Augustine, St. Joseph, if you're in Diego Martin, those areas, Valencia, those areas are areas where you'll get the landslides. Now, for the flooding, you'll have that in your more low-lying areas. So your plains, Caroni, if you're in Port of Spain, that is a low-lying area as well. That's why when people like to say 2 drops of rain and it's not a flood in Port of Spain, because that is a low-lying area where we tend to get more of that activity, not just a low-lying area, but a built-up low-lying area. So you tend to get a little more activity, flooding, and so forth in those areas.
Now, Zaina, we keep hearing the terms flash flooding and river flooding. So tell us, what's the difference, and why is it important for us to understand which type of flooding that we're facing?
Yeah, so over the weekend, we had a localized flood alert, and I believe this is the first one we've seen. And difference is that with flash floods, you have that happening in those more built up and rural areas on the streets where, the rain falls and it's a smooth surface. The water just comes down rapidly, quickly. That is when you have those flash floods. Now, riverine flooding is when you have that rainfall going and the water starts to overflow on the banks and then it spills over. You have the overtopping of that water. And that is the riverine flooding. Now, you can't have flash flooding in your rivers, but you can't have the riverine flooding going out to the roads. So both kind of go hand in hand, but it's really important when it comes to the riverine flooding because those tend to be more prolonged. They last longer and they could cause a bit more damage or long-term damage when it comes to that activity. So that's why we have those alerts coming into play. And I love that the Met Service took that initiative and that action to issue a localized flood alert because that's the first time I've seen it.
Yeah. Well, Zaina, before we wrap up this morning, just give us a few brief tips to prepare ourselves, our families. How can we prepare our homes before heavy rainfall or any tropical system can affect the country?
Yeah, so if you'll tune in at 7 p.m. every night, you'll know I hammer this point in. We have to have our emergency kits, our emergency plans, your emergency contacts. Now is the best time to secure all your documents. So you're putting everything in a Ziploc bag, making sure that everything is where it has to be. And when we talk about emergency kits, we're talking about your preserved foods, things that won't expire fast. Let's say you have no electricity, your freezer goes down. Those things will go first, but your tin foods, they would last. So saying have an emergency, my household, although we have an electric stove, we also have one of those small gas stoves that you'll go by the river and cook with. So having those things for in case electricity goes and you no longer have that luxury of using those things, having that backup plan is important. Knowing where your shelters are. Those are the important things that could change the outcome of how these systems affect us. So it's really, really, really important that we should already be prepared, but that if you're not prepared, get prepared now.
Well, thank you, Zaina, very much. We'll see you at 7 p.m. on the newscast.
See you well.
All right, have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye, Mama.
That's Zaina James, our weather anchor on TTT News. We take a short break. There's more ahead.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, Log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going on, you know.
You know, I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digital is kind of a comfort, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel. And I never regretted it.
Whether you're looking to advance your career, change industries, or deepen your expertise, postgraduate study can really open doors to new opportunities. But with so many options available today, many people are still asking whether it's the right investment. Well, joining me this morning is Professor Duresamy Saravanakumar, Director of the School for Graduate Studies and Research at the UWI St. Augustine campus, and we're talking all about postgraduate education. Good morning, Professor.
Hi, good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great. So we're having a discussion on postgraduate education. You know, people are wondering, do we still need to invest in postgraduate studies? So how broad is the range of postgraduate programs currently available at the UWI?
Yes, from the UWI St. Augustine campus, we have over 200 postgraduate programs. One may think that we have the postgraduate programs traditionally in medicine or law or engineering or in food and agriculture. But beyond that, we have a lot of programs that can address the modern industries and the frontier disciplines. For example, we have the master's program in artificial intelligence to food security, as well as climate studies to biotechnology and biodiversity conservation and sustainable development in the Caribbean. Then if you look into the economics as well as the social intervention programs like financial economics, social work, criminology, criminal justice, as well as occupational safety and health and environment. Then coming to the digital framework related programs like computer science, specialized in data science or artificial intelligence. Then coming into environmental programs, like we have master's program in environmental resilience and sustainability. Also the tourism destination management. Then renewable energy technology. So I can list many number of programs that offer from the St. Augustine campus. Therefore, one can think about joining a postgraduate program to address the current challenges that is not only affecting the region but also the greater world. There are so many challenges with respect to security or the disasters and also the global uncertainty and the economic situations. All of that could be addressed through this advanced learning as well as through postgraduate programs. So all our programs, the list of programs are available in our Graduate Studies and Research website, and one could look into that, and then they can get the information as we close the application end of this week. That's the 17th of July on Friday.
Now, one of the things that people consider is a rising cost of living and so many responsibilities that we have as human beings, especially when you're adults and you're trying to juggle that. Does UWI offer any sort of assistance to make postgraduate study a little bit more accessible?
Yes, with respect to that, we have flexible payment options, and that is one of the things, because we understand and we are cognizant of the economic challenges faced by the families, but still committed to do or else interested to do the postgraduate programs. Through that payment options, they have 3 times during the semester they can make their payment, and it's like 30-40%, and they can do that. And in addition to that, we also have the part-time programs classes to accommodate the job goers. Then some of the classes we facilitate that in the after hours, after 4 o'clock, so that also help. In addition to that, most of our programs are offered through hybrid or blended mode. Therefore, the job goers or else those who have been engaged in the employment could also participate through this type of online instead of just coming on campus to attend the classes all the time. So that's one of the ways we accommodate our postgraduate students. Then you have mentioned about the financial aspect of it. We also have other scholarships as well as the bursary support as well. Several scholarships available at the postgraduate level, like the postgraduate scholarships and graduate student assistantships through teaching assistants and the research assistants. And then the bursaries available from Global Giving Bursary as well as Organization of American States and Delaru Scholarship. There are so many opportunities. Then again, all of those scholarships are open now and students can apply until July 31st. Those who are going to start the programs in this upcoming academic year. Yeah. And again, those postgraduate scholarships and the bursary information and applications, they are available in our Graduate Studies and Research website.
Now, Professor, if there's someone looking on right now and they're wondering, why should I take that leap of faith and actually just start my postgraduate studies, what would you say to them?
Yes, it's the right time. The reason is undergraduate program always give you the foundation skills and knowledge. But if you have to deepen your skills as well as deepen your knowledge, it's the right time. That's one of the very important things. And not only that, if you are looking for pursuing a better employment opportunities. Most of our organizations, even the government or else the development organization or the private industries, they look for some of the higher level programs which cannot move you out of the industry or the employment through downsizing or else automated, because the advanced level training will give you not to just as a job seeker, but it is a leader to give employment as well as to design, to innovate and to research. So if you're looking for executive roles or the jobs or the leadership roles at the upper management level, then definitely the postgraduate study will give you that edge over the others. Therefore, it's very important for anyone in this fast growing world and in this, the competitive world to deepen their knowledge and make their, the significance contributing to the region and to the world.
Education is definitely a gateway to the world, and it's something you'll never regret. Well, Professor Saravana Kumar, thank you so much for joining us and for shedding light on the opportunities available through the postgraduate study at the UWI. And if you've been thinking about taking your education to the next level, now may be the perfect time to explore your options. And don't forget as well, the UWI's final application drop-in day takes place this Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. where prospective students can receive one-on-one support from the admissions team. So thank you once again for being with us this morning. Well, Carrie's up next with the major network news. Coming up inside the next hour, a very special content creator who's amassed millions of followers all over the world. She joins us this morning on Trinidad and Tobago Today. Thank you.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Since 1972, one sound has been living in the heart of Trinidad and Tobago, the longest running radio station in the nation.
We're your holiday soundtrack. Whether it's on your day off, long drives, or house limes, we are always sweet.
Always 100.
This is music with meaning, music with memories.
Music that feels like home.
And it's not just the songs, it's the voices you trust, personalities you've grown with.
Laughter that sounds familiar.
This isn't just radio, it's tradition.
It's memories. It's part of who we are.
Sweet 100.1 FM, the rhythm of our identity, part of your family.
Always 100. Guide you on your way. Sweet 100.
When it matters, we're there, reporting the news as it happens, because your world can't wait. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Good morning. This is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. Trinidad and Tobago nationals will be able to obtain e-passports from the start of 2027. Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander says the rollout will be phased in, assuring citizens that there will be no need to rush to replace their current passports. Speaking to journalists after the launch of a barbering program in Tunapuna, Minister Alexander reiterated that government is moving away from the machine-readable passports.
We have reached a point in that application process, and we have not completed our mission yet with the providers of the machine-readable passport. But as we wait, all is be well. We're looking at the e-passport should be online. We're looking at the first day of 2027.
Minister Alexander noted that the new system will be easier for citizens as they will not be required to queue up at the Immigration Division offices.
When the new process starts, hopefully next year, you would not have to go to an office. You will download, upload, and all your documents and all of that, you scan it, check it, and then you will get your passport. It makes the process simpler.
Minister Alexander confirmed that the ministry will receive another shipment of machine-readable passports in September, which will be enough to supply the Immigration Division into the new year. In some crime news now, a 44-year-old police constable has been granted $350,000 bail after appearing before a Scarborough High Court charged with wounding with intent to cause grievous bodily harm. Police Constable Colonel Dates appeared before Master Shah on July 13th. As part of his bail conditions, he must report to the Roxborough Police Station twice weekly, reside at a Pembroke address, and stay at least 200 feet away from the victim. The charge stems from an incident at Bloody Bay, Tobago on June 8th, where a man was allegedly shot in the abdomen following an altercation. The victim was treated at hospital. The matter has been adjourned to November 3rd, 2026. And in more news, Homeland Security Minister Roger Alexander has confirmed that law enforcement authorities are investigating a serious threat made against Public Utilities Minister Barry Padarath. He says the matter is being treated with urgency, with security agencies actively pursuing all leads. Over the weekend, media reports indicated that Minister Padarath had been informed of the threat. He expressed confidence in the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service and stated that he would not allow the situation to cause him to live in fear. Speaking to reporters on Monday following the launch of a barbering program in Tunapuna, Minister Alexander said the matter received immediate attention after it was brought to his attention.
Ministers and I, we speak every day, every single day. And if something comes to my attention that needs urgent attention, it will be dealt with. It happens to the minister, it happens to the public, however it is. So yes, a lot of communication took place, and it is necessary that I think that it should be done now because of what we have unearthed. That's all I'll tell you.
Is it very serious?
It is.
In sport, the National Age Group Short Course Championships concluded at the National Aquatic Center in Balmain, Couva, with the final day delivering several standout performances. The morning session saw a new national record set, while the evening session featured a swim that met a World Aquatics qualifying standard, highlighting the high level of competition on display. According to a release from Aquatic Sports Association of TNT, when the individual scores were totaled, one name stood above every other swimmer at the championships in any age group, male or female. Marina Martinez of Marlin Swimming Club opened the day by erasing a mark that had stood for more than 2.5 years. The 14-year-old covered the girls 13 to 14 1,500-meter freestyle in 18:04.51, taking 14.38 seconds off the national age group record set by Amy LeBlanc in November 2023. And that's what's making the news at this time. When we come back after the break, is the second hour of Trinidad and Tobago Today.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going on, you know.
I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digital is kind of a comfort, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel and I never regretted it.
Haaland. Let me tell you something. I back in he long time. Everybody talking about Haaland. I back in Haaland. I'm telling you, since 2023. You know who used to train him? Maradona. I watched him in the last World Cup 2023 where he scored 500. I'm telling you, everybody want to call me a wagonist. Wagonist nothing. Look, this jersey signed by Zlatan and Drogba.
But I say England jersey, no Norway.
All of them white. Oh God, them fellas moving cold. You in control of the ball. Listen, I make them warm up, I train Pele and Zlatan. You in control of the ball. Clearly offside. Call Trump. He has to fix that. Clearly offside. They're not seeing what I see. 26, 27, 28, 29, 20, 29. We're there.
Which fan are you? Whatever kind of football fan you are, you'll find every one of them at Game On, the finale, the ultimate football watch party experience, powered by Digicel and the TTT Limited Media Network. Catch all the action on Sunday, July 19th at the Mecca, 11A Marval Road, Port of Spain. Gates open at 1 p.m. Game On, the finale. Don't just watch it, experience it.
You watch that again? Tiff.
I'm Jamila Bannister, host of the Socially Safe podcast, the new TTPS podcast where we share real stories, teach real lessons, and create real impact. From online safety and youth crime to community policing and personal responsibility, we go beyond the headlines and talk about what's happening in our communities with the officers and experts who are on the front lines. Because safety starts with awareness, conversation, and action. Tune in to the Socially Safe podcast on the TTPS YouTube channel, listen on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Don't miss it.
Watch on TTT, Mondays, 6 p.m., Tuesdays, 1:10 p.m.
Welcome back to Trinidad and Tobago Today on TTT. Well, our next guest needs very little introduction. She's one of Trinidad and Tobago's most recognizable digital personalities, and she's built a brand that reached millions around the world. Through Trini Cooking with Natasha, she has preserved local recipes, inspired a new generation to cook, like me, and during the pandemic, she really became the go-to teacher in kitchens across the country. She taught us how to make everything. Well, today her platforms reach more than 1.8 million followers, making her one of the Caribbean's most successful content creators. And this Saturday, she's actually giving back to the people who supported her journey with her very first official meet and greet. Good morning to my friend, Natasha. Natasha, it is a pleasure to have you.
Good morning. Thank you so
You
much for
promised
having
you won't
me.
cry.
I promised.
Natasha, you've really been flying the flag of Trinidad and Tobago and the Caribbean really high everywhere that you go. And for viewers who may not know your story, tell it to us. What inspired Trini Cooking with Natasha?
So, trying not to get emotional. So when I first got married, I had a friend who would always call, Tash, I need to know how to make something. And she would call me, but she would never follow my instructions. And then she would never remember the instructions. And I had just got married, and I had a camcorder. And I remember in 2005, my cousin Richard, who lives in England, said, Tash, you should consider doing YouTube. And I'm like, oh no, that's not for me. I don't want to show myself. And then I saw people cooking on YouTube and not showing themselves. I was like, let me give this a try. Let me record a video. Let me see if she'll follow it, because she can pause, she can fast forward, and she can rewind. And I'm going to just stick to the cooking element. I'm not going to do too much work. Just focus on the cooking, the recipe. And it was a success with her. Now, the channel itself wasn't a huge success until maybe 2 years after. Then I had like 1,000 followers. And I just fell in love with what I was doing. And although the following was very small, because I loved it so much, I just kept putting out content.
Yeah.
And then eventually, people started to find me.
Yeah, you've had so many original, very, very interesting recipes. It makes me wonder, how do you come up with all of that? So you're just wondering, I don't know, should I put seasoning in paratha recipes?
So I get random ideas sometimes. Sometimes, like even dining out, you'll go and try a different cuisine and you'll be like, hey, I can take this and I can make it a Trini version to it.
Yeah.
Or, you go to a dessert bar and you would see recipes and the first thing would come to mind, I can make that, I can barfify that.
So she's also known as the Barfi Queen. In case you don't know, she's been able to make Barfi-inspired desserts all the time, cakes and chocolate barfi. She's done it all. Now, Natasha, where did your love for cooking come from? Who inspired you in the kitchen?
My grandmother, my mom, in school. So in Cuba Junior Sec, I fell in love with cooking. And I would wait for Thursday. We would have practical. So you have 2 periods. Yes. And you're just like,
F&N.
Yeah, you just get to cook.
Yeah.
And, you learn so much. And I just fell in love with it.
Yeah. Wow. Now, you've built a community of more than 1 million followers. Actually, I remember when you hit your that high mark.
Yeah.
What do you think has really resonated most with people from your content?
I think because I keep it simple. Yes, I play around with recipes and change things a little, but I still give original recipes, like what we grew up with, and not change it too much. So you still maintain that authenticity of an original recipe. And then I do give the twists and stuff. So they have a choice.
Yeah.
You could do the old version, you do the new version, and then people can reach out to me, like you message me, Natasha, I'm having an issue.
I've done that many times.
Yeah. I mean, Instagram is really quick. I respond quickly there, and email. Facebook, I have a lot of spam.
Yes.
So for me to get to your message, it's really hard.
But you respond to comments as well. You're very responsive there. Natasha, I know that you've moved beyond just recipes now, and travel is another thing. So for those of you who don't know, Natasha actually is Trinidadian but lives in Florida. So you've been traveling. I know that you go to a couple events and you represent Trini culture. Tell us about that.
So I'm fortunate enough that I've built a name, and I've built a trustworthy name that people would be like, Natasha, I would like you to attend this event. Or we're launching a food truck, which I did recently.
Yes.
And when I first started my channel, I was inspired by B. Smith with Style and Wendy Rahmat growing up watching them on television. And I'm like, I want to be both of them. So I took food and lifestyle and I combined it in one. So travel and food. So I get to travel. And when Forbes named me Caribbean's top food influencer, that helped me to propel myself. Like I can use that now as a bargaining chip. Hey, I would like to partner with you. Let's do something. And it has turned out really well for me.
I know you also had a partnership with, is it Universal or Disney? Tell us about that.
Disney has an Asian American. They have an AAIP month where they bring in Asian influencers that month. It was the month of May, and I was fortunate enough to be chosen. And they reached out. They sent an email. When I saw the email, I was in shock because I'm here like, how did you find me? But I did collaborate with them in the past, like to showcase their food events. So I guess I was on the system already, and they knew I was Asian. So they reached out and they hosted me and some other Asian influencers for a full 4 days. Yeah, the park was closed and we had breakfast in the park. They had a chef cook for us at the hotel. It was amazing.
Yeah, so to take Trinidad and Tobago and put us on the world map, that is a huge feat. I know you have some huge brand deals as well. I think Green Egg and all of those. So how does it feel now that you are not just being sent things to, here's a little PR box, but here's an actual brand deal that you can have a livelihood from?
Yes, and it goes back to say, if you can maintain a good, clean name and image and you carry about yourself in a particular way, it does help, like stay out of trouble. Yeah. Don't be in, as we say in Trinidad, don't be in bacchanal.
It's so hard to stay out of trouble these days when trouble just finds you.
Yeah,
but you've been such, I would say, the least problematic that we've seen, and you've really carried yourself really well, and you're such a people's person.
Yeah.
So now people have the opportunity to come out and meet you.
Yes.
So you are in Trinidad for a very special event. Tell us about that.
So I've always done small events where in Florida, in New Jersey, in New York. And those are events that I was invited to do. So like if anyone wants to have me, they'll reach out and say, come, I'm having something, I'd like you to come. But people from Trinidad always say, Natasha, when would you do something for us?
Yes.
And I say majority of my supporters are from Trinidad, and last year was 10 years, and I wanted to do it last year, but it wasn't possible. So I said, you know what, this year for sure, it's 11 years, let's do something to give back to the community. I have an amazing manager / husband who makes sure I'm always on brand, and I'm always, he keeps me in check because you need that.
Yes.
And I planned this entire thing without him. And I got my sponsors. I feel like I got sponsors the entire Trinidad, all the companies.
Really? So you have some really good giveaways and all of that on Saturday. So this is all happening when?
This Saturday, the 18th of July, from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m.
You also have merch.
Yes, I have merch.
She has merch, which I got.
Yes.
I followed her doubles recipes throughout the pandemic. And let's take a quick look at what is in here. What did Natasha give to me? Oh, so these things will be available as well.
So this one is special because I brought this one from Florida.
For me.
But I am giving away enamel cups here, limited quantities.
Oh, it's enamel.
Yeah, but it will be the Trinidad enamel because to get these here was a little bit tricky. So I just decided I'll go with the Trinidad enamel. Those are aprons
that I need. I'm a mess in the kitchen.
Yeah, so people say, Natasha, I want one of your bags. Natasha, I want one of your aprons. This is your chance to come get
nice
something.
little tote bag. Look at that. Saturday market, going to the market with Natasha. Now, Natasha, before we go, tell us about some of your favorite recipes that you have helped us to create over the years. We have a long list, but what were your favorite ones?
So my paratha roti is a really
10 out of 10.
Yes. Dal puri. My dal puri. I feel like I've mastered it. Like,
can I tell you a random fact? I think I've told you this. I will never make dal puri. It makes me so nervous to put the dal in the roti, and I think that's a secret that I have never told anyone, but I told you this before. I will not do it.
But I believe you can.
It makes me nervous sometimes to stuff all of that dal into a dough ball. Yeah. Any secrets that you want to share with us?
I feel I want to come and help you. For me, you grab it and you squeeze it. So if you can squeeze it and get it to like a ball, and then you push it in and you pull up.
It gives me anxiety, Natasha. No matter what, I would have to roll it out and then put it in. Anyways, my director said if you bring him food one day, he'll be very happy about that. Well, I think, director, we need to go there on Saturday. So Natasha, my director seems to be hungry. But Natasha, we're so glad to have had you here. Give us the details. The meet and greet is happening this weekend. Tell us how we can be a part of this.
So entertainment starts at 1 p.m. The official meet and greet starts at 2 p.m. That's where they'll be able to come meet me. When they come, they're in for a treat. I don't want to give away too much. We have a lot of companies giving samples, so you're going to get merchandise. We have B-Mobile, we have Bermudas, we have Caribbean Flavors, who I'm a brand ambassador for. We have Amco, Kiss, Sasha Cosmetics. And when they come, they're going to get merch from everybody.
Wow.
They get to meet me. They get one of my merchandise that I have. They get to meet me. Then we also have a photo booth experience from TT Experience. He's doing that, so they'll be able to get a little keepsake. And then they'll get food items. And we are catering merchandise and food for the first 300 people. But the event is open to everyone. I have up to 1,000 tickets to give away.
Wow.
Where people will be able to win prizes. So just to tease people, some top prizes. A KitchenAid stand mixer.
Yes.
A trip to Tobago. And B-Mobile sponsored a phone.
Wow.
So
look at that.
You're not going to want to miss
this. So, Director, you'll get, if you're in the first 300, we'll get some food for you on Saturday. How does that sound? Thank you, Natasha. I'm insanely proud of you. You're not just, a friend, but you are really someone who has inspired so many of us in Trinidad and Tobago and the world to actually pick up cooking, and you've really impacted so many lives. And I hope you know what kind of impact that is and how special you are to all of us. And you're not just a brand, but you've really built something incredible. And we're so happy to have had you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, we'll see you on Saturday. Saturday, July 18th. We're all going to be there as well. We're in the first 300 to get all of our goodies. All right, we take a short break, and when we come back, the show continues. Trinidad and Tobago Today on TTT.
Rivalries, predictions, and bragging rights. Who are you backing? Who's already making excuses? And who do you think will lift the trophy? Join hosts Mariah Ramharak and Nasira Mohammed live on The Final VAR, Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. as they discuss every controversy, every goal, and review every match from football's biggest stage, along with a panel of guests. The Final VAR, where the debate is as exciting as the game. Watch exclusively on TTT and stream on TTT Live online.
Every client deserves expertise, integrity, and guidance they can trust. At Camino Realty International, we deliver integrated real estate solutions, sales, rentals, property management, and project development. Driven by excellence, transparency, and innovation, we protect value, create opportunity, and build lasting success. Because real estate isn't just about buildings. For more information on our services, log on to CaminoRealty.com or follow us on social media at Camino Realty TT. Camino Realty International, elevating lives one property at a time.
Unleash your imagination with TTT's terrific Toon Time. Join us as we stop evil geniuses from taking over the world from Super Z. Or hop on board for a journey into outer space with Galaxy Kids. Be a part of our quest to save the forests alongside our robot pals from Bugs Bot Ignition. Or let's go exploring with Duda and Dada. Catch terrific Toon Time weekdays at 4:15 p.m. and Saturdays from 9 a.m. It's fun-filled adventure with terrific Toon Time right here on TTT.
Resilient, brave, worthy. 12 majestic women, 12 majestic journeys. Majestic Makeover Season 3, coming soon to TTT and TTT Live online.
Majestic Makeover Season 3 is powered by...
Coming up, Barbados kicks off festival season with Crop Over, where you can live like a local. Moments of discovery and joy during Culinary Month in Antigua and Barbuda. Find that hero within you. As these women of vision share their stories of success. It's Caribbean Passport TV on TTT, Tuesday at 8 p.m.
Literature has the power to tell our stories, preserve our history, and really bring communities together. And that's exactly the goal of Bocas Cuba 2026, the first in a series of community literary festivals taking place across the country. And they're celebrating local voices through storytelling, spoken word, books, and performance. Joining us this morning are Georgia Popplewell, Managing Director of the Bocas Lit Fest, and no stranger to our show, Marielle Forbes, Youth Programming and Hospitality Manager, to tell us what visitors can expect from this exciting celebration of creativity. Morning, ladies.
Morning.
Good morning. So the theme this year, it is All Together Now. What does that mean for Bocas, and why are we going to these communities?
Okay. First of all, as many people know, Bocas for the last 16 years has been doing an annual festival that takes place at Nales in Port of Spain. This year, we have got some very generous funding from Methanex to take the festival out of Port of Spain to 4 communities. So the Bocas Cuba is the first in a series of 4 community festivals we're doing. We're in Arima in August, Sipara in September, and Tobago in October. All Together Now is an encapsulation of the work we've been doing over the past 16 years. It's about, literature is ultimately about community. While writing is a solitary activity, you sit at your desk and you write. You need readers. The readers engage with work, and at our festivals, people are engage, as a group with writing. Readers and writers meet, and these festivals actually are allowing us to do this on a different scale, to be in communities and have the members of those communities actually showcase their talents, and of course, as with the annual festival, we have something for everyone. There are going to be children's events, youth events, there'll be craft, vendors, food, you name it, and of course, the spoken word competition. The National Poetry Slam is probably the most well-known aspect of the Bocas Lit Fest.
Yeah, so let's talk about the spoken word competition now, Marielle. Tell us about that, and why was it important to really create a platform specifically for the secondary school students?
I mean, young people have a lot to say, and we believe that, they deserve a space where they could say it safely, where they could say it with confidence, and it also encourages, development of their writing skills, the development of their communication skills, and all of that. So we truly believe that this project, or the spoken word workshops and performances, really do help, our youth express themselves.
Yeah. Now, this is the first and 4 stops, is it?
Yes.
Okay, so what's next?
After this, after we do Saturday, which is our pilot, we go to Arima. We'll be at East Yard. Now, because the spaces we'll be doing these events in are very, very different, we actually are going to be tailoring them to the spaces and the community around them. So, so East Yard is going to we'll have similar components, but on a kind of, on a different scale probably. Sipara in September with Irie High School. I mean, what is better than a school for doing a festival? You have, you have grounds, you have rooms, you have an auditorium.
I love that we're heading to the Southland.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Of course. And so much untapped talent as well. Now, you have a mentorship part of this whole thing before they perform, right?
Yes.
Tell us about that, and why did you decide that it was so important to provide that for your participants?
So over the course of 3 weeks, we had our participants in a workshop series with National Poetry Slam finalist Javon Ford. He worked with them basically one-on-one to help build, develop, and fine-tune their writing and their performance skills. So The last workshop will be held on Saturday right before in person. That's their last preparatory session before they hit the stage at 3 p.m. for the closing event.
You also have some really huge award-winning writers in this festival. So I know Kevin Jared Hussein is there. There's Vashti Bowler. There's Portia as well. What opportunities will the audience really have to engage with these authors? And what's their role in all of this?
Right. Well, we have two author focus sessions that are quite different. The first one is part of the series that during the festival we call Take 3, where we have 3 writers in conversation with a panelist who is also a Bocas Prize winner.
Full circle moment.
Absolutely. And that will be a kind of writer kind of discussion where at the end people will have the opportunity to ask questions and of course engage with the writers afterwards at the event. Then we have a really interesting session called a literary tour of Couva, where we will be featuring individuals, many of them quite well known, reading works that are kind of either set in or inspired by the central Trinidadian kind of landscape and whatnot. The first of them is going to be Walcott's very renowned poem, The Sadhu of Couva, read by Ken Ramchand. So somebody who has probably studied and read that poem so many times.
Yeah.
So that's going to be really interesting, and it's a bit of a departure from our usual programming.
Such a literary treat.
It is absolutely a literary treat, and there will be treats on offer as well because we have food,
like real treats,
like actual
treats,
kind of like what Natasha does. Yeah.
Okay, and who can come to this event?
Anybody. It is free. All of Bocas' festivals are free. And there's something for everyone. There's stuff for children, there's stuff for youth, there's stuff for adults. If you don't come, honestly, you would be kind of missing out on a kind of no-cost opportunity to have a great day.
I love that. Now, there's a Stand and Deliver. It's an open mic series. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, that is a staple at all of our festivals. It's where we give the public an opportunity to literally stand and deliver, talk about their work, express their work. They have the opportunity to read, they can sing, they can perform in any way they like. Space is limited, of course, so you absolutely have to sign up as soon as possible. But it is one of our festival favorites for sure.
It's always oversubscribed in the festival. We always have to turn people away, and we're hoping that some people who didn't get the opportunity to showcase their work at the festival in May will come to Couva and show their stuff. This is an opportunity also for people in the community to come and be a part of the festival. Not just as a kind of audience member, but as a participant.
What has the response been like now that you're going to Couva?
The excitement has been building, and when we announced the Couva Festival, what we also got was a lot of interest in, where next. So we're very happy that people are following us along the train of the community festivals, and we hope that we get the numbers just, get larger and larger.
Just a reminder, where are we heading next after Couva?
Arima, East Yard, then Siparia.
Wow.
Irene High School.
Then Tobago.
Wow.
Scarborough Library.
We're going to Tobago. I absolutely love that. All right, ladies, any closing words for us? Why should we come out on the Saturday, July 18th?
It's free. Cost you nothing. Things are expensive these days.
Yeah.
It's a great kind of no-cost activity. It's going to be fabulous.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun. As a family, you can come. Deposit your kids in the storytelling and puppetry workshop tents. You go to have something to eat, go to the auditorium to listen, or you take the mic and participate and stand and deliver. Fulfill your dream of being having your work seen on the stage.
Yeah. What about you, Marielle?
Well, I would like to encourage for the children's activities like Georgia mentioned. There's a special puppetry workshop where children learn to make puppets, develop characters, and tell stories with them. We have our popular family reading circle with Let's Read TT, and we're also highlighting new and upcoming writers of children's books, including 3 children authors.
Wow. That's exciting. Well, ladies, thank you for all that you've been doing, you know, for not just literature, but so much and on young people and their development in Trinidad and Tobago. We appreciate you so, so much. So we see you Saturday, 18th July, Lisa's Gardens Community Center. And best of all, admission is free.
Absolutely.
There'll be treats, literary treats and real treats. And you can get all the information at bocuslitfest.com. Thank you again, ladies.
Thank you.
All right, the time now, it is 7:34 on Trinidad and Tobago Today. We have a release by WASA just to go through this really quickly with you this morning. Adverse weather impact status. Just so you know, persistent rainfall in parts of northeast Trinidad is still disrupting operations at several of the authorities' surface water treatments. You can find all this information on WASA's social media channels. And of course, this is on the northeast side. So places like Ocono, Cora, LNN, Guanapo, Tampaya, Matura, and La Pastora, and all the other information, as I said, you can get it right there. Heavy and high turbidity caused heavy rainfall and clogged screens. So we're looking out for that. Just check their social media channels. We take a break now.
The plays that shake the arenas. The stories that move a nation. From football to cricket, track to tennis, every win, every rivalry, every headline. This is where Trinidad and Tobago come for sports.
TTT Sports with Nasira Mohammed, daily at 7 p.m.
Being connected, it means a lot because, first of all, you can't do this by yourself.
When you have your phone, you always have somebody at your side. I could call for help, anything going like,
You know, I'm giving children the opportunity to experience outside of their neighborhood.
Digital is kind of a comfort, you know, you feel good that people in your lives are always able to be contacted.
I was with the other network and I was having problems, so I joined Digicel and I never regretted it.
We're going to get real kicks on this.
Hi, I'm Penny Gomez and welcome to Pop. It's Anthony Claxton, Master Barber of Crew Cuts. Welcome to Pop.
I love to refer to myself as a barber.
So you put a B in barber, let me tell you.
I don't find it so hard to get used the queen.
Higher heights here, guys, higher heights. Let's, you know. I don't know what's going on here.
I'm sorry, I want to ball it.
But I made Crew Cuts cry. She ain't going nowhere, she here. Don't let Penny bully you.
Yes, yeah.
PG, please, it's a PG show that we can tell us.
It's supposed to have a buzzer.
Good one.
Yeah, I was too confident.
Oh, you were too confident and wrong.
High pressure.
Well, it's not a smelling contest. It is a tasting.
Ooh.
Wow.
My girl have vibes, man.
Sorry, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that one.
What if possibility was only the beginning? Welcome to Limitless, a journey where ideas become action and action becomes impact. From breaking barriers and challenging misconceptions to designing with dignity and driving innovation with heart. This series explores how inclusion is moving from concept to community in Trinidad and Tobago. Across each episode, we meet the change makers and everyday leaders turning challenges into opportunity, building real solutions that change real lives, from possibility to impact. This is Limitless.
the power to preserve history, spark conversation, and connect generations. This month, Think Artwork TT Studio is inviting the public to experience Africa's rich cultural heritage through Echoes of the Ancestors, an exhibition featuring works from Nigeria, Ghana, Haiti, and Trinidad and Tobago that celebrate ancestry, resilience, and artistic expression. Well, joining us this morning are former Trinidad and Tobago High Commissioner to Nigeria, Wendell Delandro, and Think Artwork TT Studio owner, Fitzroy Hoyt, to tell us a little bit more about this unique exhibition. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here. Now, let's begin with the title, Echoes of the Ancestors. I love that. So, what inspired this exhibition, and what story are you hoping that visitors will take away from it?
Okay, this is partly from my stay in Nigeria. I spent 10 years. I was there from 2006 to 2010 while working with Shell. And then I went back as ambassador from 2018 to 2024.
Mm-hmm.
So during that time, I collected a lot of art because I'm interested in art and stuff there. And I thought it fit prior to emancipation or during the period of emancipation to present some of it to the public, for them to understand what I appreciated while being there. The art, my collection consists of artwork on canvas, bronze statues from Benin, Edo State, and Ibadan. So I saw it fit to bring it and present it to the public so they understand what it is the art in Africa consists of, at least partly in Nigeria.
Yeah.
All right?
You've
So-
seen that firsthand.
Yes, I was there one time, so.
Yeah. So, how beautiful was that? Share that experience with us.
Well, for me, as I said, it's the Echoes of the Ancestors because it's old stuff. I have some stuff that more than 100 years old that they did in bronze and stuff. And what we're accustomed to, the ballet and stuff, is not what you see there, right? It's something that's a bit deeper, right? It also carries you back, the acronym or the normal thing about go back to your roots. But this is a little more than that. It gives you feel a sense of belonging, of, when you look at the art, you can relate to it. It's a bit back into the old villages that we were accustomed to, right? That are still there. And not only that, because that's all that we see on TV, but there's the wealth. There's another part of it which is not, in the art as such. It's now coming in the contemporary art. So that's what it says, the Echoes of the Ancestors, to go back into where we came from,
Well, Fitzroy, I know that Ambassador was just talking about, masks, bronze work, mixed media pieces, and all of that. How does each medium really help to tell the story that you want to bring across here?
So, well, my role is really to help curate
Yes.
the body of work. And when I visited Wendell's space, because of the amount of work that he would have acquired over that period of time, we really need to select so that you're not going to see all of the work, you're going to see a certain number.
Will they tell a story?
Yeah, which definitely tells a story. And I'm looking forward to people coming and actually experiencing this story, for me, it's really curating that body of work. Yeah.
I know that Think Artwork TT Studio as well has really become a space for artistic expression and also cultural engagement. What's your vision for this studio? And, how do exhibitions like this really fit into that mission?
Yeah, so that's a great question. An acknowledgement in terms of the vision behind the studio is for collaborations, and this is another great opportunity to collaborate, not just with, work from Trinidad, but having work from Africa and the whole diaspora. It definitely allows the community, Trinidad community, to be exposed. Think Artwork is definitely an ecosystem for creatives and giving them that opportunity to showcase their creative talent. So Wendell has definitely brought a good option in terms of creating that the opportunity for people to view this work.
We're seeing some pieces on the screen as well. We've been rotating these. So this is Echoes of the Ancestors. So give us all the details of this, Ambassador.
Okay. With regard to the details, we're looking at let's talk about the Yoruba art, Yoruba statues first, which is the carvings done. It relates to what we know as Orisha here, Shango. There are a lot of Yorubas settled in Trinidad, some of them there, and they're still here. In fact, I have some friends who are going to the Olojo Festival in September. So there's a large community here that will appreciate these pieces of art in Yoruba. The bronze statues are more from what I call the Igbos in Benin, right, in Edo State. So that, again, that's one of the largest tribes, was Yorubas, Igbos, and Hausas. Some of the art, we show the Durbar, which is in the north from the Hausas, where they have their festivals with the horses and stuff like that during, I can't remember which one it is there, but they normally have that as a bit in Sokoto and stuff like that. So all that is going to be presented at the exhibition there. As Fitzroy said, we can't show all of it, but we'll have selected pieces of what's going on there.
All right. Well, I think this is going to be beautiful. Echoes of the Ancestors really promises to be more than an art exhibition. It's really an opportunity for us to reflect on heritage and celebrate creativity and connect with the stories that continue to shape us. Well, gentlemen, thank you very, very, very much. Just so you know, the exhibition runs from July 20th to the 25th at Think Artwork TT Studio, 11 Cipriani Boulevard, Port of Spain, with the opening reception taking place on Monday, July 20th from 6:30 to 9:30 p.m. We thank you so much and we wish you all the very best with the exhibition.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
All right, have a good morning. 7:45. That's the time for all the stories that you see here and more. Head across to TTT Live online. If you want to be a part of the show, all you have to do is send us an email at tttoday@ttt.co.tt.
Up for this exciting challenge and confident about your business? If you are, the 10-20 feature is just what you need. It's where you give your customers 10 reasons in 20 seconds why they should shop by you. This fun-filled feature will be captured, packaged, and aired on television and promoted on social media simultaneously. Small, medium, and large businesses call or WhatsApp 764-3378 or 313-4215. Let's feature your business. 10-20 with Junior K. It's affordable, effective, and fun.
Resilient, brave, worthy. 12 majestic women, 12 majestic journeys. Majestic Makeover Season 3, coming soon to TTT and TTT Live online.
Majestic Makeover Season 3 is powered by
all my best memories are here at the lighthouse.
But I'm telling you the truth. There's a real live pirate over there.
The light in the lighthouse doesn't work, Sully. It hasn't worked in years.
That lighthouse is coming down.
Lighthouse works, Dad. It does.
It sure does. I believe you, Kurt.
There are a number of risk factors for heart disease, so a lot of attention has to be put towards preventive cardiology. What can we do to reduce the burden due to all these risk factors? Hypertension, diabetes, cholesterol, need to stop cigarette smoking, you gotta get people exercising.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
Celebrations continue across the country. One event is putting the spotlight on culture, confidence, and community leadership. The Miss Rio Claro Mayaro Emancipation Queen Show 2026 is returning for its second year under the theme Breaking Chains, Building Queens, celebrating young women while showcasing local fashion and culture and talent. Well, joining me this morning is the founder and president of the Rio Claro Sporting and Leisure Foundation, Curleen Cooper, to tell us more about this inspiring initiative. Good morning, Curleen.
Good morning.
How are you this morning?
I'm good, and thanks for having me today.
No problem. So this is the second staging of the Miss Rio Claro Mayaro Emancipation Queen Show. What inspired you to create this event, and what has the response been like since this?
Okay, so this is the second, as you said, the second year. Over the years, our foundation is the Rio Claro Sport and Leisure Foundation, and it's located in Rio Claro. It's an organization for the youths and young persons to get involved in positive activities to help empower youths. So over the years, we have found ways to involve not only male but females now to help them get empowerment, build self-esteem, public speaking in different areas to help empower young ladies. So this was one of the inspiration to bring about the Emancipation Queen Show, also to bring back culture and heritage in our community to help, because I think it's dying out, it's been dying out in our community, in the country overall as well too. Persons are losing interest. So it's a way to bring back that culture and love for heritage and culture in our community.
Wow, some beautiful outfits as well on the screen. Now, this year's theme is Breaking Chains, Building Queens. I love that. What exactly does that mean?
So it's breaking chains, building queens. So it's like, okay, going back to history, we're in slavery days, and now we are trying to empower young ladies to break the chains, whatever the fear may be. Some person may have fear for public speaking, for being on a stage, for just showing off what they have within. So it's a way for help them to help person discover what they have within, whether they have a talent, whether they have interest for spoken words, whatever they may have within. It's a way to help them break those fears, break those chains, and discover themselves.
Yeah. And, you know, beyond the pageant itself, you're helping young women to really build confidence and that stronger sense of identity. And I think that's absolutely beautiful, Curleen. So I know that you have an exclusive fashion designer showcase. Tell me about that.
Yes. So within the Emancipation Show, because we have different segments of the show for the pageant itself, and we also run simultaneously the fashion show, which we will have designers throughout Trinidad. We have the OC Fashion, Aaron Mona, a few designers, Haley, Isle will be designers from Trinidad, different areas. Even though the show is in Mayaro, but it's a Rio Claro-based foundation. We have designers coming from throughout Trinidad. Also, we have models from throughout Trinidad, such areas such as St. Augustine, Maracas, Cunupia. So throughout Trinidad, we have models coming to be part of this show. So it's not building confidence just in the Rio Claro area, but throughout Trinidad as well.
Yeah. Now, Emancipation, Curleen, is a time for reflection as well as celebration. How have you incorporated the history and significance of emancipation into this year's program?
So even the history, where we were in bondage and chains, so that's why we say break chains, build, to help and build the young ladies as well too.
Building the queens.
And yes, building the queens from back in the slavery where we were in chains, we were bondage. That is the freedom now to break the chains and to set ourselves free, emancipate ourselves from mental slavery. because we also know mental health is the biggest issue now in today's society. It's affecting a lot of youth, a lot of young persons. So breaking those mental chains is helping as well too.
Now, the Rio Claro Sporting and Leisure Foundation has really been active in community development. So how does this event fit into the wider mission of empowering people with the region? Tell me a little bit about the foundation.
Okay, so the foundation, as I said, is for youth and young person and not so young to get involved in positive activities to help build camaraderie, build community development. Over the years, we had over 2 Saturdays ago, we had the Mental Health Awareness Day in Rio Claro. And we had some great speakers, Dr. Carl Ryan, Dr. Benison Jagasa, Dr. Roet William James. Also, we had the Easter camp for children to get the youths involved while they're on holidays. Instead of being home and doing anything, without doing anything, they were involved in the camp, the Easter camp, where we teach them arts and craft. We also have right now, we are preparing, starting this Wednesday, for the POA and mathematics online classes for Form 1 to Form 3. Then we have the Diwali competition coming up later on in the year. We also have the back to school book drive. So it's a lot of different activities we have to get the youth and young persons involved in our community, and also act as a long-term deterrent to crime and criminal activities.
So seeing Minister Morris there in the crowd as well. And everyone looks like they're having such a good time in this. And also, I must say, everything that you just told us there, that's a lot of work that the foundation has been doing. And that's incredible, especially for communities like Rio Claro. So what can we expect on the night of the Queen Show? What makes this a family experience? How can we attend?
Okay, so that's on Saturday, the 25th of July at the BPTT Miaro Resort Center. And all are welcome because we also have even though it's the Emancipation Queen Show, we are running the fashion show simultaneously for persons who like fashion. We have a lot of youths and young persons who will be modeling, displaying the outfits as well. And the girls will also have the segment of question and answer. So where persons will learn more about our history and our culture as well, to where emancipation is concerned based on those questions and answers as well.
Now, Colleen, how many queens will be competing?
So currently we have 5 queens who will be competing because we don't want the show to be too long and exhausting as well, because we have the fashion show running simultaneously. So we have 5 queens competing for the crown this year.
Are there different categories and segments?
Yes, so the segments are introduction. The young lady come up, they introduce themselves, say what emancipation means to them. Then we have the talent, where they display something. It must be centered around emancipation and African heritage and culture. And then we have the evening wear, which also must be an African wear, centered around emancipation as well. And then from those segments, we move on to the question and answer segment. And we'll pick the queen from there.
Wow, that sounds like a lot of fun as well.
Yes.
What about prizes and all of that for the queens?
Okay, so we have prizes for the first, second, and third place. But we also try to give consolation prizes for the other girls who didn't make it in the first top 3 as well.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Curleen, for joining us. Remember, the Miss Rio Claro Miaro Emancipation Queen Show 2026. It is happening on Saturday, July 25th at 7 p.m. at the Miaro Resort Center. And we wish you and the contestants and everyone a really successful event. And thank you for being with us today. Well, just a few minutes before the top of the hour, where Carrie will be up with the major network news. But before we do that, I have to remind you that we will see you on Sunday right here at the Mecca, 11 in Maravala Road. It's all happening. Game on, the finale. Come see the football finals with us. We start at 1 p.m. Head across to islandtickets.com. All you have to do is hit the search bar and just type Game On or TTT Limited. You get all the information. It's absolutely free. So come enjoy the afternoon with us this coming Sunday. I'll see you tomorrow where we do this all over again, 6 to 8. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye-bye.
I get real kicks on this.
Hi, I'm Penny Gomez, and welcome to Pop. It's Anthony Claxton, Master Barber of Crookeds. Welcome to Pop.
I I love to refer to myself as a barber.
So you put a B in barber, let me tell you.
I don't find I so hard to get. Use the queen.
Higher heights here, guys, higher heights. Let's, I don't know what's going on here.
I'm sorry, I want to ball it.
But I made Crew Cuts cry. She ain't going nowhere, she here.
Don't let Penny bully you.
Yes, yeah.
PG, please, it's a PG show that we can tell us.
It's supposed to have a buzzer.
Good one.
Yeah, I was too confident.
Oh, you were too confident and wrong.
High pressure.
Well, it's not a smelling contest. It is a tasting.
Ooh.
Wow.
Mike, you'll have vibes, man.
Sorry, I don't know. I don't know how to answer that one.
There are a number of risk factors for heart disease, so a lot of attention has to be put towards preventive cardiology. What can we do to reduce the burden due to all these risk factors? Hypertension, diabetes, cholesterol, you need to stop cigarette smoking, you gotta get people exercising.
Be viewing Caribbean Medical TV on this station.
I'm Renee Sion with another edition of Caribbean Week in Review.
If it matters to you, it matters to us. We report the news, real stories in real time. TTT News, nightly at 7. TTT News, committed, accurate, relevant.
Good morning. This is your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. Making the news at this time. One of the first organizations to mobilize humanitarian assistance following the recent earthquakes in Venezuela was Is There Not a Cause, or ITNAC, a local faith-based non-governmental organization with a long-standing commitment to disaster relief and community outreach. Founder Avenel Hector Joseph explained that the organization's established networks and experience in humanitarian response enabled it to act quickly and deliver assistance to affected communities.
A wider network called Response Caribbean, RICA, which we would liken to the grassroots of CARICOM. So we have members all over the region. And once there's a disaster, okay, so for example, with Melissa, we were able to be pre-prepared because Melissa was coming to Jamaica. It was like a long build-up to it actually coming. So we were able to start to put things in place even before it hit. And our desire is to be on the ground within 72 hours of a disaster in the region. Of course, an earthquake is different because most you get a couple of minutes, a couple of hours, if so much.
Ms. Hector Joseph noted that the group's membership and sponsors were also quick to respond to the situation by making funds and supplies available in a short space of time.
And so we got a boat within a couple of days to head to Tocopita to drop off stuff. And so we were kind of like just mobilizing to just getting stuff with trusted partners on the ground, because that's one of the models that we use and have it distributed.
The founder of ITNAC said a team from the organization remains on the ground in Venezuela, continuing to provide humanitarian aid. President Christine Kangaloo is calling on the government and private sector to expand their support for steel pan beyond the carnival season by investing year-round in facilities, training and development programs for young and emerging panists.
Admiration without action has passed. We cannot celebrate the steel pan as our national instrument while we underinvest in the institution that has sustained it.
Speaking at the launch of the President's Pan Camp on Monday, she emphasized the need for year-round community infrastructure, training opportunities and development programs that will nurture the next generation of young pan players.
The time is long overdue for both sectors to commit substantial resources to safe facilities, trained mentors, reliable transport, instruments, child protection systems, apprenticeships, technology and pathways into employment and business.
President Kangaloo said these investments would create opportunities for PAN players while preserving the nation's cultural heritage. The comments came at the launch of the 3rd President's PAN Camp, a 6-day program for 26 youths aged 12 to 17. In sport, Trinidad and Tobago's under-19 men secured a thrilling 3-wicket victory over the Windward Islands in the West Indies Rising Stars Championship, successfully chasing down a challenging target. Captain Brendan Boodoo led the way with a match-winning innings, producing the standout performance of the contest. The Windward Islands won the toss and elected to bat first. Their innings was announced by Tyler Venner's 62 off 96 deliveries, as they posted 183 for 9 in their 50 overs. Daniel Holder was the pick of the bowlers for TNT with 3 for 28. In reply, Brendan Boodoo top scored with 67, well supported by Tariq Richards' 43. Despite Avinder's Bishop's 3 for 38 bowling for the Windwards, TNT got over the line, reaching 184 for 7 in 38.5 overs, resulting in a 3-wicket win. They take on Jamaica in their round 3 fixture on Wednesday, July 15th. And that was your TTT News Update. I'm Carrie Roberts. On behalf of all of us here, have a great day.
Your world moves fast, so do we. TTT News brings you the people, events, and issues that matter most. Stay informed, stay ahead. TTT News, every night at